Illustrating through the actions that has been taken from the leadership from both countries in the last year or so. So we look at Turkey as a knowledge base for the region, frankly speaking, and fundamentally we look at Turkey as having core skills, and the scale is just how can we put these in the right formula and format in order to create something more scalable that can serve the region as a whole. When I say the region, I'm talking about Central Asia, Middle East, and Africa to a certain extent. So it's, I think the advantage for Turkey, at least from Gulf region viewpoint, is the availability of skill sets, right? Theoretically, at least. I think we have also universities, graduates, R&D investment has been increasing, but is that being put into the right, really, formula in order to create something big? The other thing is, for the region, I think the challenge that we have is the ability to scale. Okay, if you look at the US, we are talking about a market 350 million people. If you look at any country in the region, in isolation, it's very small. And if we don't create that economic, really block that will enable us to work freely, it's going to be really very, very challenging. So this is, so sometimes unfortunately the macroeconomics aspects really push us always backward. We try and sometimes we move a step forward and then something happens, we go backward. So it's I think there's a lot of potential, but I think it's very challenging from geopolitical viewpoint to allow us to do something that we collectively are able to do.
Great, thank you so much. Of course, Switzerland is a unique place, unique position. Carlos, take it from there.
Yeah, actually, I just got back to Turkey for the same reason you mentioned that we trust a Mercedes-Benz because it's a brand that we trust. But in the fourth industrial revolution, you don't trust only the brand. Actually, the advantage of Mercedes-Benz will be also that Germany is going to be one of the first Industry 4 countries in the world. So that means that Germany is becoming a platform itself, and all the connected devices, and actually YSD has a very strong team in Munich just working on that, will be connected to the Industry 4 platform, and from the platform they will be able to encrypt, process data of all those amazing cars they produce. So you need to have that play. In order for Turkey to become a major powerhouse in the fourth industrial revolution, you need to leverage your existing assets. The good news, you know, I was here with the World Economic Forum 3 years ago in Istanbul, where we talk about bringing Turkey to the fourth industrial revolution. The advantage Turkey has is an ultra-connected country. Microsoft, I remember working with Microsoft in Turkey, and your telcos were one of the first ones to provide citizens' identities to all the citizens in Turkey. Turkey can connect with a very secure mobile phone infrastructure. So if you leverage that infrastructure in order to connect things, because the big opportunity now here is that we're connecting by the year 2020 35 billion objects to the internet. And by the year 2030, 1 trillion objects to the internet. So that means everything connected. So if you start to have that mentality of connecting everything to the internet, you will become like a platform. Basically, a platform is like an airport. When you walk into an airport after going through security clearance, you're trusted. You're not trusted because we trust you, we are trusted because we check you out before getting trusted, right? And once you're in that secure area, you can shop, you can talk, you can have food without being concerned anymore about the security. So your country needs to become a security platform. So everything goes into the country secure, and once that platform interacts, all your objects, all your cars, all your industries will benefit from the Industry 4th Industrial Revolution. Turkey could become a hub, a regional hub. You are big enough to become a hub. Switzerland is becoming a hub. The entire country is becoming now an intelligent country. I am a member of the Digital Switzerland, which is an initiative to make Switzerland totally intelligent by the year 2025. So this is the trend, and you are in a good position to be a winner on it.
Thank you, Carlos. And of course, we have now in Istanbul the largest airport being built and all that, so those are all showcases. When you come in, messaging of the airport as a hub, security or automotive mobility, those are very important pieces. And I know, John, your days at Ford. Ford was one of the first investors in Turkey, right?
Yep.
So can you go back a little bit how you see it, and of course the days back then when Ford came versus now, how do you see it?
Well, I think it's been a real success story. You know, if you look at it, Henry Ford II started the relationship with the Koç group, and we built a small number of transits here in Istanbul, probably into early 2000, late 90s, early 2000. And then we realized the opportunity that we had. We put capacity, we built a new factory in Kocaeli. We sized the production for 200,000, so we went up really tenfold. Subsequently, and at that time I was the CEO of Ford's business in Europe, so I was on the board here for 14, 15 years. And it just continued to be the right place to invest. Very good engineers, educational system was first class. The people and the workers produced excellent quality with care, and we believed rightly that it was also the best place to export from. So we actually closed down capacity in Europe. We got out of Belgium as an example. We put more capacity here, and we continue to grow the business. And we looked at it, yes, the Turkish market was important, but it was a really good place to export from. And that, I believe, has been reinforced over the time. The relationship's been very strong between the Koç family and the Ford family. And probably you reach a point and a limit, and the point was made before. As a global company, you just have to balance your risks and your opportunities, and that's where I think, well, that's what I think we did, and I think that was where we came to the right point. I still think there's more opportunity here, but everything that we've seen, all of our experience says this is a really good place to produce vehicles.
Yeah, I also spent 11 years at Ford Motor Company. The days we had Ford Econoline as a van in the US were different than the Transit, but now the Transit from Europe is in US. So this globalization is very powerful and useful for Turkey too. Is Özlem here from Spin Consulting? Did she leave? Maybe she left. Are you here? If you can come up here, I have a request from all of you. Özlem, Spin Consulting, as you know, gave a presentation about economy. What I really want from you is, today, tomorrow, for your business, your domain, if you want to write down what is needed as an incentive